Today I want to share some me time that I like to do during the summer. I definitely like social environments, but I'm also a big homebody. I just enjoy being home. These are some habits that I've been doing since I was a teenager, and then I just implement them in different ways as I get older. And so I thought I would share with you some of my summer favorites. One of my favorite things about spring and summer is the garden. And my mom had a really cool garden growing up, and her garden is even more epic now that we're grown and out of the house and she has time to garden. But luckily my husband is a fantastic gardener, and we just really enjoy expanding our garden every single year. So you'll see a lot of my garden during these months because this is when it's really thriving and when we get a lot of goodness to enjoy. Today I'm going to harvest some herbs that I want to use for self-care. So I have some peppermint, some eucalyptus, some lavender. This is calendula. This is actually the first year that I had a pretty decent harvest of calendula. And I finally learned how to properly harvest it, which is just pulling off the tops there, the flowers. And then I'd say every other day I get a new bloom of calendula flowers. So I dry them in a bowl. You can use them for tea, you can use them for bath time, you can use them for a balm. It's incredibly healing to the skin. My cat definitely likes to hang out with me when I'm in the garden. He's a really good garden companion. I'm also picking a little bit of aloe. How crazy is this aloe plant doing? It started out really small and it almost died for about 3 years in a row, and finally it's just absolutely flourishing. It barely needs to be watered as much as it used to. So it's a wonderful plant to have every year, and especially during the summer. I will be honest, I love sitting in the sun in my bikini in the summer months for about 20 minutes. I use an SPF 4 tanning oil and just try to get an even tan versus kind of like a farmer's tan. And then I also love to read a good book outside. Right now I'm reading The Woman in the Window, which I just started, in this book called Hope Rising, which is a beautiful book about a ranch that rehabilitates horses and uses those horses to work with children. There are some beautiful stories. It's definitely a tearjerker. And another favorite of mine in the summer is using what we're growing in the garden. Like I shared in my previous videos with teas and cooking. Today, I'm going to use some of what I'm growing specifically for a summer spa day, which I love to do. So a few things that I picked from the garden are the vintage pink roses, which smell really nice. I dried some eucalyptus from our eucalyptus tree. I dried some lavender, English and French. I think English has a more noticeable lavender scent. French lavender is a little bit more subtle, but they're both really nice. I also have some calendula flowers that I dried. So I usually just pick them like I showed earlier, put them in a bowl and let them dry for a few days. I have some fresh lavender, and then I also have some fresh rosemary. I'm also going to take out the inside of the aloe vera plant, and I'm going to blend that really, really good so I just have the gel. The gel can be used for so many different things. You can mix it with clay for an aloe vera clay face mask if you have acne-prone skin. I also like to add fresh aloe to body creams or body lotion. The coconut body butter from Trader Joe's, which is amazing. I shared it in a previous video. It's like $5 at Trader Joe's. Has the most epic coconut smell. I like to mix some fresh aloe vera with that and rub it all over my skin. I do try to keep my skin really hydrated, and especially during these months when you're spending time out in the sun, it's always a wise idea to stay really hydrated. I also have these sheet masks. They're basically, they're just the masks without anything on them, and then I'm creating my own serum to dip into them with just aloe vera and water. So it's just the aloe vera gel and some water, equal parts. You can add a drop or two of lavender essential oil if you want. And of course, most of these herbs can be found at local stores that carry herbs, so health food stores, or you can get them online at mountainroseherbs.com. Even if you don't have a garden, you can still find dried herbs to use for different skincare treatments. Also, you can find aloe vera gel pretty easily at most health food stores, and I did use aloe vera gel before I ended up growing aloe vera myself. Summer hair can definitely feel dry. I recently lightened my hair and I also spend time in the sun. And so it's always nice to do a treatment, and a very simple treatment of olive oil and fresh peppermint and rosemary makes a really nice deep oil treatment, both for the scalp and also the hair itself, or you can just use it as a serum. So one thing I do like to do in the summer is to try not to blow dry my hair, but just let it dry naturally. It's been pretty hot, so a lot of times I'll take a shower at night. I'll put my hair in braids after my shower, and then I'll wake up and pull my hair out of the braids, and then I have these waves. And then I like to add just a drop or two of the olive oil mixture to my hair, focusing on my ends. And if I want an even deeper treatment, I'll put all of the oil and saturate my hair with the oil, and then just leave it in for a few hours or overnight. I do this after I've come in from being in the sun. In the past, I've also used coconut oil, which works great for my hair, but I recently switched to olive oil, which I like as well. So there's a lot of different options for hair oils. And then now I'm gonna do a cooling summer herbal bath. I'm first pulling out my kids' toys because they take baths in here too, and they definitely enjoy this big bathtub. They're actually in my bath more than me, definitely in the summer months, because I don't take as many baths when it's hot outside, which is why today I'm going to be doing a cooling bath. So I always use the base of Epsom salt. You can add essential oils to Epsom salt such as chamomile, lavender, rosemary, but I'm adding fresh herbs, calendula leaves, eucalyptus and lavender, rose and eucalyptus, and then lavender by itself. And then I'll have bath salts that will last me through the summer and into September and October, when I'll make bath salts that are more appropriate for the next season. So I love these combinations for the summer. And then I usually draw a bath that's kind of lukewarm, to be honest, and that might not seem enjoyable, but it's not so cold that I don't want to get in. Not too hot, not too cold. And then when I get out, it's usually pretty warm because it's a hot summer day, and so I feel actually refreshed. It smells amazing, it's really refreshing, and also calendula is incredibly healing to the skin. So this might seem a little weird, but instead of letting this go down my drain, which I really wouldn't want to do, I'm going to collect the leftovers, and I can either throw it in my compost if I've used something that I don't want to feed to my chickens, or to be honest, my chickens would absolutely love this. There are so many herbs in the garden that they really love and that are great for them, and the calendula makes their egg yolks really, really dark orange. So my version of summer me time, or what feels like a vacation at home, is spending some time in the sun, coming in, doing some skincare treatments, maybe a cooling herbal bath, put some eye cream on, get out of my bathing suit. And then if I can, I try once a week to ride with my neighbor on her horse, Poncho. I worked with him during the spring, and we try to ride at least once a week, if not a few times if we can. So her and I like to ride together, and our husbands like to exchange what they're growing in the garden. So Byron brought over a sack of potatoes, and we took some of their tomatoes. And then also the boys love to come say hi to the horses and the dogs. So it's pretty hot in the day to do a trail ride, but we have really nice trails right off of our properties. So we try to take advantage of that and just enjoy a sunset ride. when we can, and we can keep our 6 feet distance. So it's been the perfect thing to do during this quarantine summer. It's been really great since she has a lot of horses. I helped her out with Poncho, who she tried to retire about a year ago, but he needed to be rehabilitated. So he came and ate a lot on my property. I did some groundwork with him and rode him a lot in the spring. And then we tried to just keep him in shape in the summer. And it's just been a wonderful experience for me to learn. And then my kids get, see mom saddle up and ride, and they get a chance to ride around the stalls on Poncho because he's a great horse for kids. So I hope you enjoy this video. If you like my channel, please be sure to subscribe. Come say hi on Instagram for daily Instagram stories, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.